Hello and Happy New Year. It is 2023, which means it is almost time for everybody to be setting up resolutions and goals that they will invariably never complete. We are here today to talk about a framework after years and years of research and development and actually doing it that I have developed to help actually complete real goals, set actual goals, and complete them. A framework that I don't think I've seen anywhere else. So we're going to talk about that today. And to start it off, we have our goal setting framework and our category. Categories are going to be the different areas that you are going to focus on this year. So they're going to be personal. They're going to be relationship, which is optional. Professional, which is a company or project. And health, which is usually physical. And then financial. And then mental, spiritual. Now, here is what you get per category. Now, of course, you can change some of these or like make them fit, but generally speaking, for most of the people that I've worked with on this, this is the ones that fit. The real kicker here is going to be you get one goal, also called a BIG. A BIG is a big, impressive goal, B-I-G. You get one goal per category. Now, a lot of people are going to be like, whoa, what? Like, okay, so if you have most of the people that do New Year's resolution stuff, do goal setting type of stuff, they're going to set it up in a way where they have 4 or 5 goals per category. If they even have categories, they're going to have like 30 different things to do. You need to narrow down your focus. A year is not that much time. 30 to 65 days, 52 weeks is not a lot of time. You need to narrow down your focus to having one goal per category so that your life will be meaningfully moved forward in those categories, and we're going to talk about how to do that. So with your one goal as your BIG, you also get one connected MTG. This is going to be your measure of the goal or measure the goal. It can also be the medium term goal. And then you're going to have 2 to 3 daily processes. And that's it. That's all you're going to have. That's all you're going to have. So we're going to go through each category, use some examples, and by the end of this, you should know 100% how to set your goals. And going to give you some ideas of what you can kind of go for, as well as like some of the things that I have done in the past and are planning to do in the future. I am going to be coming out with a video on some of my content strategies, so part of that will be informed by this. All right, so let's start off with personal. So personal is something that you've identified, that you want to add or remove from your life. For me, for example, my BIG goal for last year was I will end passive social media consumption. And my measure of that goal, how did I measure it, was I won't read comments or responses on certain platforms. And then I had a daily process to get there, and I will copy and paste that, which was here. At the beginning of each day, I set up blocks of time to give me something to do at specific times, so I had to schedule better so I wouldn't sit on Twitter and that sort of thing. I also set a 30-minute maximum on a browser add-on extension called Stay Focused, so the websites would physically not allow me to be there. And I actually accomplished this goal. I stopped. It took me about half the year, but I did accomplish it, where I just do not passively consume social media and I don't read comments generally, unless they're kind of like sent to me by somebody. So that has been a huge increase in my personal happiness. And let's talk real quick. I should have put this at the beginning of the video, but now it's here. We need to talk about objective goal setting. So before we actually get into any of the other categories, I do want to talk about objective goal setting and how to actually set these goals. Objective goal setting is probably the key to, if you learn anything from this talk or you like get anything from this, this is probably it. So objective goal setting means you set a goal in a way that is measurable, trackable, and achievable. And that means, here's the classic example that I usually use for this. Let's say your goal is you want to lose weight. So you're going to write, I want to lose weight. This is a terrible goal. It has no objective metrics. It has no way to track if you can succeed or fail. There's a subjective way of defining it. It's just bad. So let's improve on this goal, and let's say I want to lose 20 pounds. That's better, right? But we at least have a metric or a pass or fail. Most people that can't get past this category they don't really want to set goals. It's like 90% of people. They just want to have something feel good, get the dopamine hit of writing something down like this, and then move on and never do it. So if you even get to this stage, you're good. But also, I want to lose 20 pounds in 6 months. Now you have a time window. You have a sense of urgency. But I like New Year's resolutions because they set everything to at least a year. But we can also set goals in here as that are more constraining if we want. Goals, I want to lose 20 pounds total in 6 months. I will achieve this by, and then we can discuss, like, let's say playing your favorite sport 3 times a week, strength training, things like that. So the more objective and the more specific you make your goals, the more accomplishable they will be. This sort of framework needs to exist in every single thing that you do. So for something like passive media, social media consumption is very simple. I'm either reading social media or I'm not. If I read comments or responses, I've failed. If I don't read comments and responses, I have not failed. And here are the exact daily process I'm going to do to get there. So now you understand that, we can keep going, and we're going to use that framework throughout the entire thing. The next one is optional. If you have a relationship or not, you may not want one. You may want one. You might be in one and want to do better, which is my case, so I'll be coming from there. You structure these goals for, like, let's say this is the year that you want to have a committed relationship. Well, then you're going to structure your goal that way. For me, though, I'm in a committed relationship. I've been in a long-term committed relationship, and I intend to make that relationship better. So here are some examples of what I might use. My BIG goal for this might be one large event, which I might define as like a 3+ day excursion requiring a flight or X hours travel time. And that is a really objective goal, right? Super easy to measure. I might even say the month range of it. So I haven't set these goals yet. I'm just like trying to give examples. And then I might also have like a more subjective goal, but with more measurable things. So like improve communication. And then that's a really general goal. So we have to really define that. So like the MTG or the daily process might be like 15-minute conversation, check-in after dinner, right? Every day. And if I wanted to write a better goal than this, I might say something like, okay, improve communication. What does that mean? It means like a free-ranging conversation, ability to discuss problems, right? You want to get like into all this stuff, and your objective statement should be really clear by the end of it. Let's go to professional for your company or project. So this is going to be whatever you are working on as either your main project or your main like company, or like your kind of side hustle or whatever you got going. Maybe it's your job. This is different from financial goals, which we'll get to in a bit. So there could be all kinds of things in here. From an owning a company perspective, you might be looking for ROI or profits. You might be looking to hire X employees this year. You might be looking to diversify, like build another vertical or division somewhere. You might be looking to expand your market, right, share, or you might be looking to like retain customers or satisfaction. With all of these kind of having daily goals that you can break down, a lot of those for like C-level people are going to be like focusing X minutes a day on this particular topic, right? And just like storyboarding that out or having like all hands meetings about those topics. And that's professional, company, or project. Health is one that I probably should have put like earlier, because it's one that a lot of people get wrong. So you need a really good health goal to reach. My favorite health goals are either X times visiting a fitness class per week, X times workouts per week, and a BIG body fat percentage goal, which can be measured by a DEXA scan or calipers or any number of things. Just use the same consistent measurement, whatever you do. Body fat percentage is a really objective metric. It's super easy to track, and it's easier than like yo-yoing. Like I wouldn't say I want to go on a diet this year. I would say like I want to reach 15 to 17% body fat, for example, or like 20% body fat, and then write out your daily processes in such a way that will get you to that goal. So, for example, my 2023 goal is going to be 15% body fat. I'm getting there by doing strength training on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I have a specific routine set up for that. And then on Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, I'm going to be doing hot yoga, and I think that will get me there. And I've built out that kind of whole plan, and I'm kind of like planning for that. And I can even like post, I wasn't planning to do this, but I can just easily post exactly what I'm doing. There's no reason not to, I guess, just to kind of show you like how specific I get with my own goals. So let's see where that is, because I want to make sure that it's good. Okay, so here is like my schedule that I said for physical health. So there's workout A, workout B, and then I define my workouts by these exercises, exact sets and everything. So obviously you don't want to follow this. This is just like my own stuff because it works well for me. So I have a lot of like personal investment in this. I'm not necessarily recommending this to other people, but this is what I do. And I believe this combined with hot yoga training will get me to 15% body fat in a year. I actually have started doing this like 3 months or 4 or 5 months ago. So I've already like really been, I don't really believe in setting New Year's resolutions, which is funny because I'm making this video. But like if you're going to set goals, you should set them sometime. This is a good time to do it. I just set goals and go. And I do have yearly general goals, but I will usually set those like mid-year or something like that, like whenever I'm kind of done with like my current goals and I've accomplished them. I don't go on I make sure it's like within a different time frame. Like my body fat percentage is I think I'm gonna land like somewhere in the middle of this year or a little bit before to try to get to that goal body fat percentage. So this is a really good way to do it, and it kind of shows you how objective you can get with like your goals. Like this is like a way that I would set up any goal, and it's a very specific, and I'm super confident that I'm going to accomplish it. If you can get people invested in your goals working with you, so like you have somebody to go to those hot yoga workouts every time, that's like another really good way to ensure that you're going to do those goals. Financial goals. So financial goals are either they're really simple. They're either going to be make this amount of money per month, make this amount of money per month passively, or increase your net worth by either X or X percent of your current. Now, I think those are the only real financial goals that make sense. I guess I'll add in there lower expenses because that's another way of making more. And then the hardest part of financial goals is just figuring out how you're going to do it. So you might have like a medium-term goal of like selling X like product on X like online store, right? Or you might have a goal of like let's see, like dividend stocks investing and making passive income off that. Content creation, which most of you are doing already, a store, right? Any kind of number of those things, determining what you may want to do, and then setting a realistic goal. I would say like within 20 to 40% of your current goal. So if you make $5,000 a month, making $7,500 by the end of the year is a great goal, for example, considering that the average raise at a job is 6%, right? That if you can do 20 to 40%, you're crushing it. And that's something that a lot of people make a mistake with financial goals, is like they'll try to set a goal that is like to double or triple or quadruple or quintuple their money. And that is just like likely not going to happen. If you set your goals to moonshot, you will generally not accomplish them because they'll just seem unattainable and you won't do the daily work to get there. That's the really important thing, is like, remember, like all these general goals, they all happen over a year of time, but the actual work that goes into those goals happening is all done on a daily basis. So your daily process might be like spending at least 30 to 45 minutes of qualified, dedicated time building a product, or doing, let's say you did like 2 videos a week. Now you're going to do 3 videos a week plus like 2 YouTube shorts. Okay. Those are the daily activities that need to happen to make your goal happen. So those are the most important. Like going back to the health and fitness one, which is the one I just happened to have the most built out. These are daily goals, right? What's really going to accomplish this goal of getting to that body fat percentage is going to be these classes that I like. I love fitness classes, and anything you could do that kind of like binds you to a schedule with other people's expectation because that makes you go there. Gyms are a lot harder for me, so I actually had to build like my own gym at my office just so that I could do workout A, B, and A and B. Otherwise, it just would have been too hard for me. So, as much as you can actually like build out the daily process, you should spend a lot of time doing that for each one of these goals. And then finally, mental and spiritual. There are a lot of goals here. I generally think that people are not spiritual enough. We've kind of lost the age of spirituality. And so I usually do things that bring me closer to my Buddhist type stuff that I do that I don't talk about that much. But there are some other like real objective ones if you're not like into that kind of thing where you could just read. So I love read 12 books a year is a really great way to start out. Reading one book a month is super easy. And if you're reading, I'd say 12 nonfiction books, and then your MTG is going to be like one book a month. And then your daily process is going to be, 30, 40 pages a day or like 20 pages a day. You don't even need that. 30, 40 pages get you like 2 books nonfiction. I wouldn't go above 24. Reading 2 books a month is actually a lot. I was surprised by that, but that was the goal I set last year. And I ended up passing it, but man, it took a lot of time. It goes faster if you do audiobooks, but yeah, think about where you would be 12 books ahead of where you are now nonfiction in like a category that you really want to understand. You'll just be insanely ahead. And 24, like you'll be like God tier ahead of like anybody else, especially if you take good notes and you really focus on learning those books, which should be part of your like goal specifications. Other options for this category are like meditation or prayer for some people or things like that are really good. Meditation for like 15 minutes a day. You can use an app to track like Calm. That's what I do. So I track like a 10 to 15 minute meditation every single day, and I use Calm to track it. And then I just like I just know that I'm doing it. And I have a specific time that I do it. I do it right when I get to the office, which is 6 days a week. And then after I take a shower on Sundays when I usually don't work. So I just make sure that I attach that to an actual time so that I know that I can actually accomplish these things. So the most important part of getting all these goals set up are going to be the daily processes that you set. And the daily processes have to be something that can be achievable in X number of minutes a day. It has to be something that you can do on a routine at a reasonable time that you can like sit down, like not get distracted, do anything else, and really focus on what that goal is going to be. These are usually the easiest with like personal stuff, mental, spiritual stuff, like reading 10 pages a day right before you go to bed, super easy, or 10 pages a day, like right when you wake up. That's like a really good one. They're harder to do for financial and company goals. So if people are interested, I'll make a separate video about some of those things. But generally speaking, I think most people are kind of dialed into what they know what they need to do. So from here, it's just a matter of like really breaking down the daily processes and for most people, eliminating the distractions. That was my big focus in 2022 was to do high quality flow work. And to do that, I had to eliminate a lot of distractions. I had to eliminate a lot of phone stuff. I had to eliminate a lot of browser stuff. Most important to that was eliminating social media. So if you spend a ton of time on social media, look at one of my past videos, one of the most important videos I ever made on 80/20 analysis, which is search Devin Nash 80/20 on YouTube or even here on Patreon. I've done some work on it. If you are going to get any kind of real work done, you have to eliminate distractions. If you haven't gone through that mental process, that should be your mental BIG or your personal BIG. It's like basically track how many hours you're spending on social media, on TikTok, on Twitter, or whatever it is, like whatever your poison is, and then really put in the work to get rid of that and figure that out. Okay? So that is how you actually set real accomplishable goals for 2023. You get one per category, so you really got to think about it and choose it. If anybody is interested in sharing their goals with me, I would love to see them and comment on them. You can do that in the supporter chat on Discord or the mastermind chat on Discord, and I'd love to kind of help you make those goals objective. I will respond to the ones I get. We used to do these live on broadcasts, and it was really fun, so I'd love to help anybody that wants to do this. And I wish you luck in setting your goals and accomplishing them for 2023. Thanks, everybody. Bye.